Yeah, I muted myself and ate a jelly bean during that time, and that's why I was like staring off into the middle distance.
Oh, I didn't see you
Just,
staring off in the
just
distance.
living my best life over here. It's
This is
jelly
Fans of
bean
Patrol.
time.
I'm the host
Yes,
of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host eating a jelly bean on
it's
air,
gone
which is
now. It's gone.
starting to see people start to
And I need
do.
to, I do too, and I'm trying not to drink on the air as well, but my mouth gets really dry. I don't want that. See, here's the problem. I hate the sound of people chewing and swallowing.
Yeah,
And so I don't want to do that. But I also hate the sound of when people get that dry click in their mouth because they're not,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? So it's apologies.
yeah.
I never want that to be a case. So
Man, we got some ticky in your audio. I don't know what the hell is.
no.
I hope it gets better. Anyway, man, uh, this week on this week's show, we doing something a little different. We decided to go and watch two movies that we've been connecting things. I didn't even realize it this summer. We've been connecting this movie with that movie and stuff like that. And so this movie, one of the movies is Obsession, the internet sensation, box office smash that came out. I think at the beginning of the summer, and we didn't cover it because frankly didn't care. But then we found out that one of the actresses in the movie is now playing one of the X-Men, and so I know that's a lame
Well,
ass
to be fair,
connection. But
everybody, I did care.
okay, well, yeah, Tiff
So
saw it.
I saw these movies already. This is my second time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So one that young lady was she's in the movie, and she's gonna play Rogue in X-Men. What is her name? Well, I keep just calling her the young,
Indie,
like some, her name is Megan Law.
Indie Neverate.
No, indeed, never. Megan Lawless is the other one, Sarah. Okay. Yeah. Now, I didn't know who she was, but then as soon as I started watching it, I said, "Oh, she played Lana Lang's daughter on the newest Superman TV show for like 4 years or something
Wow.
before it was canceled." They canceled the show for no reason because it was doing good and looking good. It was a pretty good show. Her character was extremely annoying on the show to me.
Nice. Very nice.
So when
Love
I
to
saw
hear
her, I was
it.
like, "Oh, it's her." Not just like being annoying. The character to me was annoying, just like, what the hell? Anyway, man. So that's our connection. Also, because something that we never done before, we decided to. There was two internet sensations that were made by some internet creators, YouTubers. I think I'm pretty
Right.
sure,
Yes.
and nobody cares. But the only reason why people care is because it made a massive amount of money. And it was like, what the hell? It didn't cost anything to make. Pretty much, I believe is the
Yes. We're going to talk
yeah,
about all of this stuff
yeah,
because,
and that's
okay.
Backrooms is the other one,
Yes.
and that's
Backwards.
starring which I was pretty happy to see our guy Chidiwa Ejiofor, Mordo himself
Here he
in that.
is. I
Look,
mean,
looking pretty raggedy, Tiff.
that's crazy you say that because I think he looks
You thought he looked good.
yes. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have for me, like the sadness. I'm like, oh, because
Hey
he's
Tiff,
really sad.
because we're live, why don't you leave the chat and come back and let's see if we can get rid of that Kraken? Just
Okay. You want me to leave and then come back
yeah,
into
just leave
the
and come back.
Riverside?
I'll entertain the people in the meantime.
Okay. Goodbye.
I want the best broadcast, everybody. So here we are with my dog and just us, and we'll talk about Tip behind her back bullshit. Anyway, but yeah, man. So these two properties made a shit ton of money. I don't know exactly how much. I just know from reviews that they made a lot of money, like over $100 million, I believe, for each one of them, which is something when you take two sticks and rub them together, and next thing you got a hit, and it looks like Tiff is coming back in. Voila!
Crackle.
Nope.
Well, excellent then.
Yeah, yeah. See, we fixed it right over there, y'all. That's
Fixed.
live, man. You
Just right there, and we're back.
got to make some moves sometime. I'm like, it's cracking. We can't have another Mark Ellis show. Shit was driving me crazy. And I'm sure it was driving the viewers crazy if they didn't just leave.
It's hard
But
when you have a problem like that when you're live.
yeah, it's cracking again. But we're gonna solve it wrong. not that
I'm
bad.
sorry,
It's
everybody.
no, it's a lot better than lot worse. I mean, better than it was.
Sure.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. Why am I laughing? I just got to tell y'all, man. Like, I had a rough night last night, so I'm trying to.
So we're doing the best we can.
So we do have a visitor. Uh, I love Obsession. Huh? That's coming from Katie. So I'm glad you do, because we're gonna talk about this. I know. I think I can almost guess what Tiff thinks about this. Being an X-Men. Oh, are you?
Kate,
Are
that's
you?
rude. Okay, X-Men's good.
I get into X-Men. There's some good ones there. Anyway, anyway,
Kate,
yeah, check her out on Superman. She was on Superman and Lois, the newest one. I mean, it's actually like got
you said it was good. You
canceled.
liked that show.
Yeah, it got canceled last year. But last year it was best Superman. Well, best Superman I seen on TV. You know,
Sure.
so
What about
if you
Smallville? Don't
like,
you like Smallville?
yeah, but I think this was better than Smallville.
Oh.
Yeah, because Smallville was pretty CW-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
And this one was, they really tried to go with a more cinematic feel for it, even though it was still on TV and it was still the CW. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she was cool on the show for a minute, but then she just got annoying. Like, not the actor, the character. It was just like,
Sure.
don't do this. You know, she became a love interest, and it's just like, you know,
Montego is like, no.
teens in love just bother me. You know,
Yeah, go
we
away.
had 20 years of the CW for that shit, right?
You already had your chance, teens.
Right.
Okay, relax.
I mean, every show on that thing was teens in love, right?
Yeah,
with vampires, teens in love, with ghosts, teens in love, with superheroes, teens in love, teens in love with boy, teens in love with girl. It was all teens in love. Teens in love with mystery. Oh shit. I'm not lying.
This just in. Hates love. Hates it. Hates it. Fucking teenagers. And their love stories.
Indeed. The only teens in love I want to see is Marty McFly and Lorraine.
That's the only one. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're doing Obsession, and we're doing so we're gonna compare and contrast those two, man. That's how we're gonna do this. Like, it's like, probably won't be a traditional review. We just talk about the differences, because they are vastly different.
They're very
the only
different.
thing that's I would say is similar is that they were made by YouTubers.
Yeah, and they all use, they're very low budget, and they're pretty much almost entirely practical effects. There are some, but it's mostly practical effects.
Yeah. Backrooms 2026, no budget on this one. I like that budget thing they put on it at one time.
Remember we were like, I guess they started doing that, and then everyone after that, no budget. It said that the Backrooms it said less than 10 million. I do think that they do that sometimes when they're not 100%, like, probably about advertisements and stuff.
Less than 10 million. So it made $81 million in this opening weekend, man. And then it made 197 on domestic, and 199, bringing up to like almost $400 million for a movie that cost 15 cents. Hollywood executives love this shit, because I'll guarantee you, whoever this YouTuber was, who did this movie, they were like, they gave him the shaft, gave him a shitty deal, so he can get his movie made or whatever. And $400 million, Tev. Could you imagine? What a return on investment. Holy shit.
Wait till you hear about Obsession.
Okay, so let's go to Obsession here. So Obsession, I haven't seen these numbers. I just, when you were gone, I was like, I just know it's over $100 million, that it made for both of these. And so here we are here at woo-wee! Opening weekend was slower than the Backrooms, right? 17 million. But then it made $260 million in the US of A, and 470 worldwide. It don't hurt to have a built-in YouTube audience, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't hurt.
I want you to guess how much this cost.
$470 million, 200 overseas, $470 million. How much did it cost?
I want you to guess.
I'm gonna say, um, this is Obsession. Shit, it probably cost about $800,000. I won't even
Dang, $750,000.
How much?
$750,000.
750. Yeah, I could see that.
Dang, spot
I
on.
mean, you didn't do nothing but mess around in somebody's apartment, and have some actors that didn't cost that much. You know what I'm saying? Like the star, her last thing was on Superman, is not the main character. So, not trying to diminish them. I'm just saying it's not like you had Marquis. They had to pay Cheetah Waija for it.
True.
The other movies. So.
He demands some money.
He's still more though.
He's a fine actor. Not that these other people aren't fine actors. I'm just saying that he's established.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely established. Done a ton of movies. Why the first movie I always think of with him is Children of Man. Every time I see him, I think of him being that clown.
Because that movie is good.
It is, especially being as not well known as it is.
Yeah, if it's not.
Yeah, if you've seen that movie, you're like, oh, Children of Man. If you haven't, people like,
what is that?
And then I'm not going to go watch it either. So
yeah, I know. You when you're like really excited about a movie, you're like, it's so good, and then you try to explain to somebody, and they're like, oh, you're like, oh,
never gonna see it. Like, there's so many. My wife does shit like that, and I'm just be looking at her like, sometimes I hate you so much. Like, nope, never gonna see it, never ever. I'm like, okay, all right. That's why we don't talk movies in the Bradley household, not with the wife. My daughters, yeah. My one daughter, a lot, but not the wife. Anyway, man, where are we at?
So we just did our. Should we talk about who's in each of these movies?
Well, not a little bit, because let's see what let's see what the critics had to say about this.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say.
Yeah, so sticking with our cadence there, we're gonna go to Backroom first on the old Rotten Tomatoes, which is the end all of be all of all movie knowledge. Get out of here. So, man, 303 critics reviews, man, 87%. Fans at 74%. Rock effing solid, man. The rock solid. So it's people are loving it. I'm surprised that the fan score is lower than the yeah. I think that's weird.
But I can see so when I'm watching this movie, not to skip ahead, but there's like a lot of in both of these movies actually, but in this one, I think in Backrooms particularly because of how much silence there is, that for some people that's not entertaining. That's not as fun to watch as other high tension things. And so but it sort of implies but the critics are like, oh, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So much silence.
Yeah, well, I would agree with that because honestly, when I watched Backrooms, when I started it, I started Obsession and I was sleepy. It was right before I went to bed, and no problem. I started Backrooms and I fell asleep 3 times, and then I was like, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And then not saying about the movie, but Obsession was able to keep me at the edge of my seat from the beginning. Sure. And Backrooms, it was a slow burn for that one, so.
Yes.
Anyway, so, what else do we normally talk about? Oh, we didn't look at Obsession, did we? See what the damn critics,
yeah.
The damn critics.
What do they have to say?
Backrooms, bam. Nope. Obsession. So, here we are. Look at that clip. Whoa.
Yeah.
Much higher. 93% with 300, pretty much the same amount of reviews from professional critics. 320, cashing in. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fan score 94% with over 10,000. I don't trust that number though with the fans, because if they're a fan and it's the they're internet heads, they'll bomb it. But I trust the reviews from I'll be careful with internet projects, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the audience is built in, it's just like when they decide to destroy a movie because they hate it. What was it? Captain Marvel. And they just review bombing it. And you're like, they'll review bomb it good too. So
sure.
But it must be something because, them critics got it at 93%. So, wow, man. It's, yeah. So it's did its thing. I wonder,
Yes.
will we get more of this kind of stuff?
I
Absolutely,
hope
because it
so.
makes money, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
But then here's the thing. One of the things I've thought about while I watch these movies, was that like it made me a little hopeful because clearly these are young people who have made these movies. Younger than I am. So it makes me feel hopeful because I think that sometimes I feel like an old curmudgeon and I think, okay, only the new stuff that's going to come out isn't going to be as good as older stuff. And then I'm pleasantly surprised. It feels like they have consumed a lot of a specific kind of content, whatever that is that their preference of, and have they been able to like, I think that's the experience that people look for, not always, but like in art, you you wouldn't be making the same kind of art that you would if you existed in a vacuum. Like, I'm not saying art wouldn't be created if you were in a vacuum. I'm just saying it would be different. So like you can tell that these things have like communicated with other things, have been influenced by other things in a positive way.
yeah. I would invite you one last time to check out and check back. Yeah, please. Let's try to fix it before we get into the main review. Sorry guys. Especially for our listening audience who can't even look and see what's going on as far as what Tiff was trying to say. But if you missed some of that, all she's saying is that more of this and less of the other stuff because it was pretty creative. And I would agree with her 100% that these things were extremely creative, to come out of somebody's mind. Plus, it gives people a chance who never had a chance. I don't have anything against people going to film school and doing that stuff like that, because all those people, deserve a chance too. What gets me is with established Hollywood is though, it's always most of the time somebody and stuff like that. So that sucks because the hell with whoever because in my career, in my lifetime, I don't know any damn body. So it's like everything that has been accomplished, like say for me, has been strictly through my own accord, blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know anybody. So when a break does happen, it feels good, and so, for that reason alone, I think this is really good that these two folks have been able to, jump on this thing and be successful. And they will get another chance if you don't think for a minute with that kind of money. Curry Barker is Obsession director, and who directed the other one here? I went to this page, all I see is Cheetah with either Kane Parsons. So yeah, and written by Kane Parsons and Wills Sodiq, and Obsession Curry Baker wrote it too. So written, directed, pretty cool. I'm surprised that he didn't put himself in a movie. Maybe he did. If you guys know, because I wouldn't know. I think I seen one of the creators once at the opening, a blonde haired young man, and I didn't see. I don't know which one that is. So anyway, so let's get into it, man. Um, so we're just gonna go forward and keep it moving. So it's that time of the show where we give our opinion of the properties in one. Normally I say one word, Chip, but I'm gonna go and give my one word for both of these. So there's gonna actually be two words. So for Obsession, my one word is damn, what was it? Because I had something saved up. I'm not gonna do anything cliche like creepy. I'm gonna say damn. That was my one word because I was pretty impressed with this. That's a good damn. That's a damn. You know, really well done. Pretty creepy. Especially as the thing went on, and it was like little things that happened. With the main character, and being I'll let Tiff come back in and tell you who's in this movie, but the main love interest of the man. Um, yeah, he was going through some stuff, and I believed it. And then the outstanding performance of the girl who got on my nerves, in Superman. She really threw everything she had into this thing. I can see her getting, roles moving forward because she can play the boring girl next door, Lana's daughter, and she can play this. Goodness gracious, who was about 20 characters in one. It was like watching Sybil or something like that. So yeah, really interesting. So I'll just go on and tell you who's in this movie. So Michael Johnson, her name is Ende Neverett, Cooper Tomlinson, Megan Lawless, Andy Richards, Ritter, Haley Fitzgerald, and then some other people. So as far as back rooms, again, I said it was directed by what's his name, Kane Parson. Yeah, and who's in this movie? Chidoa Ejiofor, Renee Rensiv, Mark Duplass, Finn Bennett, and Lukita Maxwell, and others. They got a lot of people labeled in this damn thing who I ain't seen this movie. Anyway, man. So my one word for back room, and I hate to do it, y'all, but trippy. I know it's weak, right? But it was so damn trippy. I was sitting there like watching this thing, and it is a slow burn. I had to commit to it, and maybe that's just because I don't know, it was late, and I finally, got a chance to watch it because the next day when I did tune it back on, I watched it again late. But I got through the whole thing, and then genuinely, started being super duper creepy. So Chidoa Ejiofor, stars in this, and he looking kind of rough, man. He's supposed to be like an alcoholic and stuff, so he's supposed to look rough. He just looks disheveled. And this movie was shot in the supposed it was period the 90s, but it was all like the bad part of the like early 90s, like late 80s. It wasn't the good stuff when shit was cool. It was like the big dumb furniture and the big loose shirts and not the kind of 90s that the cheap ass furniture, not the kind of 90s that's cool that you'd be like, oh shit, yeah, we had a good time. It's like, oh god, it was bad stuff. So late 80s, early 90s. And Obsession was a current day. So giving it a lot more to work for. It felt to me very more Gen Z central. Like, Gen Zers could completely relate to this, especially with the dating scene and stuff like that. I felt like I was learning. I was like, anyway, and I have no idea what Tiff is. So I might have to. I don't have my phone with me. I don't know if she's calling me, so can't get back in or whatever's going on with her. But I will soldier on. Anyway, man. So we're gonna compare and contrast both of these things. So Obsession. After breaking a mysterious one wish willow to win the crushed heart of a hopeless romantic, finds himself getting exactly what he wants, but too soon discovers that the desire comes with a dark, sinister price. So, yeah, that's pretty accurate. And back rooms. After a therapist patient disappears into a dimensional beyond reality, she must venture into the unknown to save him. I guess that's kind of like that's kind of like the plot of the second part of the film, Act 2. So I not sure about that. So not sure what's going on with Tiff. I'm leave my co-host because we're comparison contrasting. I don't know what's happening. Um, I might take a second to go find her because I'm like, I don't want to, I don't want to start and have to rehash. So give us a second. All right. So I guess Tiff was waiting for a link, but it's going to be the same link, sugar. So I'll send her a new one right here live on the air, guys. Just so she can have, I believe it's going to be the same link though. So anyway, okay, there you are. I was about to send you. It's going to be
Holy
the same.
shit.
You sound better.
Well, I got out of there, had some trouble with reconnecting, restarted my computer, but I am so sorry. It was like, hey, here's an update. First time it's updated the whole time.
Oh, no.
And yeah, and it was like, I'm going to take forever and you're going to feel really anxious the whole time. I was going to text you, but I was like, what's he going to say? It's fucked up. I'm so sorry. Here I am.
I didn't have my phone with me, so it was in another room. So
I saw the text from you just as I was popping in. Fuck you, Apple, or not Apple. Mine's Microsoft. It's shit. How do they keep making things worse? We should be innovating. We should be moving into the future where we are antiquated.
Okay.
A dinosaur might as well use his computer.
So while you was gone, I did one word. I did the
Okay.
I did the who's in this thing.
Oh,
So
nice.
go ahead and tell us your one word for both
of
the
them.
thing. Yep.
Okay.
Not the same word. 2 words.
2 one words. Okay. So for Obsession, my one word is surprising. Like I feel
surprising
like it's
for Obsession.
Yeah. I feel like it's
my one word was damn, just so you know.
I mean, I feel like maybe we're right there. Like there's things that happen in this film that like genuinely surprised me. Where that doesn't always happen for me in a horror film. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, that this is going to happen. Now, there were some stuff in this that I was like, that's going to happen. But there was also some stuff that I was pleasantly surprised by. But for Backrooms, delightful. And I know...
Delightful.
Yeah.
This creepy ass film was delightful.
Yes, there's just every once in a while, regardless of how, I mean, this is pretty well received. It's not as well received as Obsession, but like every once in a while a movie comes along that I feel is, and probably this experience for everybody, where you think it's like, this is made exactly to my specifications. This is like what I'd want to experience in a film.
Okay.
And this is one of those. I love a lot of the beautiful establishing shots. I love how sort of weird it is. I love that it's creepy. I mean, there's actually definitely scary things that happen, but it's also just a lot of like sense of just creeping on ease. That's what I like.
Okay. All right.
What's your one word for a...
Oh shoot. So for Obsession,
for Obsession it was damn.
Yeah, for Obsession, but it was a good damn. But for Backrooms, Jesus guys, I didn't forgot what my one word was. I didn't want to say I didn't want to say creepy, but I didn't forgot my one word, y'all.
Well, there was a lot of distress happening in those moments.
Yeah. So if I had to coin it all over again, it was just eerie, So
yeah.
So there's creepy, eerie. That hits it all. It was yeah. I'm looking at the image right now. That's why I'm like, anyway.
There's like boo scary or like deep, that kind of gross. Like I think in Obsession, the feeling is sort of like, oh, this dude's a disgusting person. What's happening is really scary and unpredictable. And then in Backrooms, I feel like the fear is more like, this is something outside of, it's like, the liminal space. It's that like aligned with reality, but also outside of reality. So there's that sort of the whole time, just a creepy vibe, like you're saying, where it's like not a whole lot of boo. There is some of that in there, but like a lot of it's just like like a creeping dread, a sense of unease.
And they're very different. I was explaining while you was gone that late 80s, early 90s period film for Backrooms. And I was explaining that I hate to rehash, but I was explaining that it was not a good late 80s, 90s. It was the shit we want to forget about. The clothes were terrible. The furniture was terrible. That's the shit that it highlighted to me.
It's like, remember that?
Yeah, it was like, remember how bad this shit was?
Remember the furniture store on the side of the highway all covered in dust? Remember that?
Here's the worst part. A couple of pieces of those furniture, I remember owning. Like, I saw that damn floor lamp, that black. Like, damn, I had that. And my mom had that one lamp that was on the side of his bed with the ruffle. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, you're like, oh, my memories. I'm glad you talked about that, because one of the things I really enjoy about the film is that there's no hard cut like, hey, it's the 90s. Or what I mean? You pick it up from the
cheapen
stuff.
That shit out is they're like throw in a bunch of heavy music for the period and shit.
Right, or newspapers, like, bam, it's 1990.
They didn't give a shit what year it was. It just
there was the clothes are that way. There's the cassettes, the cars are, you know what I mean? So you're like, oh, okay. You don't have to tell me explicitly, because I can understand by what you're showing me that we're not in present times.
Yeah, and Obsession was very like Gen Z centric. Is what I was saying earlier. It was very unrelatable to me with the dating and shit like that. I was just like, okay,
I'm far removed from this world.
Right.
They're very different films, but I can also see like similarities. Like, even though one is definitely set in a certain period from before this director was born, um, you can also tell that like Obsession is taking a lot of cues from like those 80s like VHS type horror films. There's like a sort of like overlay or a vibe of like that feeling in the movie where I don't know how to explain it exactly, but you can kind of tell like they're not siblings, but they're like cousins.
Yeah. 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 That's what actually well put. Um, yeah. So, one of them is supposed to be a relationship film, and the other one is supposed to be like a very Twilight Zone-ish, uh, you
Yes.
know, otherworldly thing. So they're not connected or related in any way other than just directors being YouTubers. But because of this coin, we soldier on with the comparison. So, man, you know, we got these kids, they all work in the same place and they all hang out together. Um, Typical in some places, not typical in other places, but it was fine. They all work. I think they worked for
Like a music shop.
well, I think it was the one girl's
It's her dad.
family shop, or
Mm-hmm.
and it's this girl, and the opening scene with he's coaching him through what was a trip. I'm like, oh boy, and what a douche the best friend was for not just
He's a douche the whole film.
Douche, douche, douche.
Now that's the director of the movie.
Okay, so while you weren't here, I was like, I don't know if either one of these cats have, anybody starred in their own, movie, because I was going through the names. So Obsession is directed by Curry Baker. So, you sure? No, I don't think it's. Who was Cooper
It's not
Tomlinson?
him? Why do
No,
I think it's him?
No, that's not him. No, that's the
Sorry
guy who.
sorry to Cooper Tomlinson.
Yeah, but he was a douche, and then you had the girl who actually liked the dude. She was there, and you had the guy who was crushing on punching way up above his pay grade. I thought, especially when she got dressed up and stuff. It was like, oh, dude, I mean, she's a real good looking person anyway, because she would get dressed up on the other show and stuff. And be like, oh, she's cute, but she dresses real on the other show, Frumpy and stuff like that. And so, they just look like a bunch of kids, but he was punching way up. But yeah, the douchey friend could have stopped all this and just told him like, dude, I've been hitting that for like 2 months.
Yeah, so the thing is that like, now we all know that bear is a monster, but like his friend, yes, could have been like at the beginning of this movie when we don't know anything, like we don't know what happens, and he's like, yeah, you should don't tell her on trivia night, but you should tell her. It felt a little, well, it was like very manipulative and icky feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Once I found out, I was like, man, what a piece of shit. But of course, and if he was doing that girl the way that guy act, that dude definitely told her that this dude was crushing on her.
Yes,
And I'm like,
he's slimy. He's gonna tell everything.
So speaking of relationships, back in Backrooms, he's in a relationship, and he's kicked out the house. And he says right from the beginning, like, I'm pretty awful to people, so I understand why, I'm alone. And the therapist, boy, oh boy, the damn therapist. I'm gonna put her in the douchey category too, Tifflebot. I'm throwing her right there with Ian, because
the role play was strange.
It was so strange, and you selling these books. You clearly got problems yourself unresolved, and it's like, who the hell are you to be helping somebody? Please go get help yourself. I mean, I don't care if you went to school, you wasn't ready, because we have these flashbacks, which doesn't happen in other movie, of her childhood, which some awful traumatic shit happened, right? She was a little girl, and so she looked I was so confused because, the mother, I thought she was the mother, and then like the house get tore up, and, her mama was, a recluse, and had her in the house, and, clearly hadn't conquered this stuff. I mean, she had the little tape series and stuff that brought me back to the 80s
Yeah, when
and
you're
90s.
like, when she's like on the couch and she's watching her own and she's eating off that tray, I was like, this is a snapshot of a period of time where you see your little tape commercials.
Right, the tape commercial, right? They used to come in those little softy. My mama used to buy that shit all the time.
Yeah, the soft case.
Yes, yes,
yes. Oh my god.
yes. So yeah, that when they were doing the role play, it went way too far.
Yeah, I don't know if they probably do, but I've been to a lot of therapy in my life, and I've never role played.
I loved when he said that. I feel so stupid. I don't want to do this because a lot of time training, what they used to do, because I do a lot of trainings and stuff. And one thing I will not do, refuse to do, is make people role play.
Yeah, that seems
they
weird.
do that shit in trainings. It's so stupid. I think that people have gotten away from it, but like it is so stupid. And she got more than she bargained for in that little session. Look, you're unqualified. I'm not saying you're not qualified, but your ass went too far. You almost got 5 across your lip. He was close.
He was so like in this movie is obviously about everyone's unresolved trauma, like in what the backrooms means in terms of like being lost and the consequences of our actions and things like that. But the movie, like watching it the second time, because of how like you're saying you fell asleep and of how quiet it is, those scenes that are loud are a lot louder seeming than an Obsession where everything's not super loud, but it's a little bit louder.
Yeah. So, one thing about one thing that bugged me about the piece is that, there was some foundation that was, studying this thing. That's how they, kind of introduced the back rooms. And, you had the seagull come flying out and they had all this, these things in there that, this somebody was running from. And then, you saw the camera, you saw somebody watching him. Now, I would say that I'm a little disappointed that for me, that part really didn't like pan out. I wanted to know what the hell they was doing. You know what I'm saying? You never really find out,
I
so.
like that we don't find out.
Yeah, I don't like shit like that. I like.
Because they're like doing, I mean, but like, you're able to draw your own conclusion. She talks to him at the end. It's like a phenomenon that they're studying. It's kind of like the Upside Down.
Yeah, but who are you? What is it? What the hell is this?
I don't think it matters.
It does for me, man. I want to know,
I mean, you might want to, yeah. But like, I just don't, I like that that's a very loose kind of thread holding it together, because otherwise, I guess you'd wonder how you get in, how you get out, why it exists, what's happening. And I mean, I know that like it's not fully fleshed out, but like I think the implication is that if they showed me more, there would have been a fleshed out idea. I just think that the movie doesn't want you to see that.
Yeah. So it's weird, right? Because both of these movies have otherworldly type of themes that's actually behind it. When back in Obsession, when he broke the willow and called them, you know, and you heard the girl screaming in the background, I was like, is she in hell? What the hell is going on? Right? Because she was
terrible.
Screaming, I was like, whoa. And then we actually see that there is a creature in this back room, killing folk, right? Just straight up murdering them, and I'm like, damn. So it's not one of these things where like Inception, did it happen? Did it,
right.
Is it real? Happening. Did somebody go crazy and they just, they doing a killing? I hate shit like that. Those psychological horrors. I hate that, when people, you like the what is it? The Candyman and stuff, did I do it or what? Ooh, um, yeah, I'm so anyway, so there's none of that shit in either one of these things, right?
Yeah, it's a very concrete, like, they don't explicitly tell you, like, an Obsession that she's been possessed or is, like, trapped. I mean, like, she's trapped somewhere, but, like, she's, like, possessed by something, like, is controlling her, and she's in there. She's in somewhere trapped. She's seeing what's happening, but she's not available. And in Backrooms, I think because of how he's the first person to find the Backrooms, I'm not I know it's based on a video game, so I'm not sure if like there's actual lore behind like what happens when you're in the Backrooms, but it feels like it's actually based off a creepypasta story. I'm sorry. And there's a video game that's also based off of that. Anyway, so I don't know if like when you go into the Backrooms, if it takes on like your demons, because the big bad, so to speak, in this movie is him. It's his like pirate persona or whatever from the
Yes. Kind of like Avatar or
Captain
something like that.
Roy or something.
Yeah. So when he bit him, first of all, they got this
Crazy.
with the little, the dude talk about you can eat the people. We've seen these creepy figures in there. Somebody didn't kill the damn woman. Her head is in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I like that.
It goes bad, and this is when the doctor goes in. It goes real bad. And it's, oh boy, lady, you are in deep trouble. And it was kind of funny because the role play came back up. It was kind of like, you made me do this stuff, He's
That's
like, no.
the hallmark of what I would say makes like sort of the difference between, a flimsy film and a film that like, regardless of how we may feel about the end product, in this case, I think we feel pretty good about it. But that follow through where we have foreshadowing that works as both foreshadowing and a plot element. Like she's actually making him do those things for therapy. So when it comes back up later, it's natural and scary because of the twist that they put into it. So when before she even goes down there, he takes those two poor saps down in there and they just die.
Yeah.
Immediately.
They didn't have a chance. So that was like the crescendo of, the creep in that one. The other movie, Obsession, its crescendo was, it was immediate and it never went away, because this girl,
it's hold on to the whole movie. It is creepy.
yeah, like, you felt sorry for her, right? Because
yes,
she was,
she's a victim.
and even when this guy was like, right, because you did this wish, you tried to like take the wish back, but not all of it.
Not like, can I change this? Can I like, yuck? I mean, this movie does a really good job of like presenting. So like, when we watch film, we are watching people tell us stories, but we're also seeing like the ways in which I think like movies that tell you a tale of morality come off better for the viewer when it's not like explicitly stated. It's stated through the art, right?
Yeah.
He's not a good person and he does bad things. It's sort of like the nice guy that people talk, well, I'm a nice guy, but like then they want to like make you love them even though you don't care about them. And
let me talk about him for a minute because I did think about him for a while, and dude, no wonder why you ain't get the booty. Look at you. You's a chump. I mean, he was such a chump. Nobody's gonna give him the booty. Well, Sarah wanted to give him the booty, but I'm just saying this dude was no stallion, and I'm not saying in look, he had no no get up and go. You sitting there trying to wish a woman to your side instead of actually like, I mean, I have never role played and rehearsed with my homie to approach a woman.
Right. But you know what? That felt manipulative on his friend's part as well. Oh, by the way, that's why the friend is the guy who made the movie. That's his friend that he worked with on YouTube. That was where my confusion came in.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like the part of the YouTube duo. But he's just the one guy. Curry Baker is the one who's making the movie. But like even that was like, I felt like his friend was like, ask the waitress to sit down and then we'll role play. Because like the waitress heard what he had to say, right, during this role play, and she was like, oh, that's really nice. And then his friend was like, lame, she'd hate that. Don't, just get up, go. And like the thing is I think that there's a lot, like, here's the thing, we're not supposed to sympathize with him. He's garbage. He does a bad thing. But I think there's layers in this movie where we see like this person's been misled, because if they could have just been themselves, they wouldn't have ended up with her. But I think they would have ended up with that person, which the movie implies, the friend Sarah implies that would have been a better match anyway.
So speaking of Sarah, we got to talk about the scene with Sarah and him as first of all, you deserve that ass whooping. Sarah didn't. Well, she was tripping too, because y'all knew how crazy this woman was. I mean, she was full blown. What she did at that party.
Yeah, here's the thing. After the party, somebody should have, first of all, she should have been like, I don't know what they call it in America, but sectioned when you call someone to like help you.
Yeah,
that's not right.
She should have been taken to the hospital.
Yes.
I mean, for sure.
But, and here's the thing, by anyone, like, here's the thing. Nobody in that party is not guilty because he should have done it, but everyone else was like, oh, it's fine that she just stabbed herself repeatedly in the face with a broken wine bottle. Okay, bye. Yeah. Have a nice night.
You have a night. And then Sarah calls her, come on out, sneakeroo. I'm like, are y'all crazy? Y'all know she's gonna,
yes.
Y'all know she's he can't walk 5 feet without her, noticing. Like, cause earlier when she was doing the little backwards walk and stuff and, he tried to get out of bed and she started hollering at him and shit. I was like, whoa, you ain't going nowhere. So,
I mean, and this actress is doing so much. She's like playing this, like she's both the trapped person and then the person who's not trapped. She's like the demon and like crazy work. It's like she does a really good job.
So,
and
the weakest thing that happened in this film, huh? So
what? When he goes to work and she like goes to the bathroom all over the floor.
Yeah, that's when you could really, well, you heard her, in the background, screaming, when he was on the phone. And then, so they just, right there, just literally, confirmed like that she was totally out of control, So when he wasn't around, I think the thing would go away, but freeze her, and so.
Right. Like there was like, just not, she's not in control of herself.
Yeah. So that was bad. But the weakest thing in the film was when Sarah got it with the steering wheel, because I don't know what steering wheel would chew a person's face up like that.
No, she's holding a brick to the steering wheel.
She what?
She's holding a brick to the steering wheel. She opens the door and she's holding a brick and goes smash, smash, smash.
Okay. Still when it did that, I was like, get out of here, man.
So what I read about this, what's crazy about that is that like it goes on for so long. It's so horrible. And then I read online that they wanted to do like 11 more. How is there room for 11 more? Anyway, they took it down because they reduced the amount of slams so they wouldn't get an NC-17 rating.
Yeah, I think it went too far. And I didn't believe it. I was like, okay, all right, I'll allow it, because that's the only thing. That's the only ask y'all ask, of us in this whole thing. So that was, the crescendo of everything going down, because then now they burying bodies. Why would you bury a body? Why wouldn't you just run from this girl and go to the cops? You know what I'm saying? Why?
Because like now he realizes that it's like the truth. Like earlier in the film when he is not for sure that like it worked, it's still that he's still doing a wrong thing because she's obviously in a bad, like some kind of disassociative state, even if he doesn't believe that the wish is real. But that's like, he's like, oh, I'm stuck in this position now and she's not going to, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
regular people who aren't being followed by a demon help somebody hide bodies for no reason.
Yeah. Well, he's hiding the bodies. He go over there to his buddy. His buddy wishes the wish with $1 billion, which wasn't a bad wish.
No.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit you wish for, man. You don't wish for it. But I guess that would have went bad too, right? You'd have probably.
Yeah, it's a monkey's paw story. So it's a classic story where you make the wish and then what you wish for actually.
Yeah, well, he got it and he got
combined
shot
with the bad. Yeah, dead.
It's all going down and in both stories, because he's back in the back rooms. This is part of the same part of the film. He's about to let the lady go. The pirate comes in there like he's like some puppy dog, like that he's tamed, and then he bites his shoulder. And I'm like, what's happening? That whole scene with the people on top of the people and the memories on top of the memories.
I loved it.
Yeah, pretty creepy. But he started talking about we can eat them. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Anyway.
And here's the thing. I liked that scene because like, while I was like, I don't really care about this that doesn't creep me out that they're eating this. And it looks like furniture almost, like sort of like sponge cake, but it looked like furniture. So there's like a lot of little nice touches there that I liked. But I think that they do a nice thing because you're like, oh, they said we could eat them. He pulls it out. We're not creeped out because it's not actually flesh. It's like something else. And then, so we feel a little bit of relief. We've been that little tiny breath of relief. Then he opens the fridge and there's an actual dead human in there that we don't know what he did with that human because all we see is the head.
Yeah.
but he's keeping it for some reason in the fridge, right? So there's this whole, we have our relief stripped away, and we're left with this like even worse feeling than we already had.
Yeah. So that's when she, does the mad dash, and I don't know how his big ass got in some of them doors. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what?
Yeah.
How he get through there? So
he's of the back rooms, I think, is the.
Yeah. So they gas her. I wonder, did they bring him? Did they bring the big pirate out too? Because they gassed the pirate.
They did. He was wrapped up in the thing so it's the MRI company.
Yeah.
That like discovered.
Yeah.
So they're doing him an MRI. They weren't gassing her. They were gassing him.
Yeah.
And she happened to get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. So, there's no real ending with the back rooms. It's just kind of left.
Yeah, we see like the back rooms remembers her stuff. Like,
yeah.
So one thing I want to talk about in the back rooms is, so they built all these things that we're seeing.
Yeah.
And they built the back rooms, and like that's just an amazing achievement. People on set would get lost in the back rooms because I mean, like the thing is, I don't think they built it all at once, but it was big enough, and then they would rearrange things.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty interesting. Oh no,
it scared me. Well, I mean, that's cool. But I still didn't like I still would have liked to know a little bit more with the ending, because that was just it. And did he kill Chiwetel Ejiofor in there? Did he kill him? Because he just bit his arm,
He seemed dead.
I would imagine
he also whacked him, I think, against the wall, right? Am I wrong? Because she gets splattered with blood somehow.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, because they just showed her reaction.
Because she's not bleeding.
No.
She gets hurt on her ankle, but she's running.
But
hate that scene where she's running down that corridor that gets narrower and narrower. Hated that.
So as far as the Obsession, it had a finite ending,
For sure. And I was surprised it went this hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already going really hard, and how else would you end it?
Especially with the subject matter, I was
correct.
Like,
that's why I'm like, I guess if you make the art good, you can do that thing that we're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah. And then she wakes up, and what does she do now, right? Because she's going to prison forever.
Yeah. Or she could try to frame him. I just don't think that she has that in her. She didn't do those things. It was her, the thing possessing her.
Be a lot of cleanup.
Yeah, you would have to. He did it, right? And he hit me.
Her fingers on it. Her prints is on that gun too.
I know she's got to wipe it off and then put his finger. Yeah, it was, but I like that it doesn't pull away from the fact that like things don't wrap up cleanly at the end of these sort of like horrible. I mean, obviously this is not a real thing that happened, but it's like a parable. It's like a story about real things that happen. And I like that they're like, yeah, at the end of this, people are fucked up, people are gone, people are not right. I heard that he was paid, or he was offered $2 million to change it so that Bear was a hero character. And he said, I'm not doing that.
No, Bear wasn't no hero. He was a douche.
So I was like, that's pretty great. These are the kinds of things I'm hearing about these movies where I'm like, that's great. I love that.
Beseech that all of this friend group had douche in them,
Yeah, because it was all a little bit douche here, a little bit douche there.
Yeah, because even Sarah, who was the most innocent, but come on, Sarah, you know that girl.
Why couldn't you just text those things?
Yes, it wasn't that big of a deal either. Come on. It could have waited.
Just text.
Literally,
things aren't right.
That was middle of the night booty call stuff. 2 a.m. You leaving your bed 2 a.m. There's only one thing that could have got a young Montego out of the bed at that time. And I'm not getting out of somebody's bed going to another person's bed either. That's crazy. No way. I'm like, I understand. I don't get it. Yeah, if he would have left well enough alone, him and Sarah would have got together, and those two douches would have
petered out.
Exactly.
They've gone away.
It's no way in the world she didn't know. That douche would have told her 20.
Because she was like, he would tell her, first of all. Also, at the beginning of the movie, she gives him the chance. He just solidifies himself as a little wormy turd the whole time. But she's like, you need to tell me now. No, I think if he would have told her that he liked her, she would have said politely, I I'm just not interested.
Yeah, and then that would make her not a douche, but
nope. Right. But like, he doesn't do that because he's a little wiener.
Yep. Yeah, he's terrible.
I mean, like, he's a terrible person.
You say what?
Yeah, so I say he's a terrible person. It's a movie full of people. There's only one real innocent person, and she's the one committing all these crimes because she's been possessed by this person.
Yeah, but she was a douche too. So
Montego says everyone's a douche.
I think everybody was a douche.
Well, which of these two do you prefer?
That's a good question. Damn. I can't really say that because they're so different. Like, it depends on the type of horror that you're in the mood for. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the mood for almost, I don't know. They both were, they both relied on your psyche, to give it leeway, And so once you allow that to happen, then it rolled you pretty good. I don't know, man. I don't know which one I prefer. I prefer. I guess the first one only because they had a finite ending. I don't like shit being left undone. I hate that. Tiff, you ought to know by now all the movies we done reviewed. I don't like shit not to have a nice bow on it. Like whether if it's a bad bow or a good bow, you know what I'm saying? Just bow it. To me, it seemed like it got left for a sequel, which you don't make a sequel to these. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. It's Hollywood.
They made money. True. Sometimes it's sometimes even a lot of times out of the creators' hands. It just gets taken away from them because that's the studio owns property.
We'll definitely see more from these creators.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see.
We may see the sequels to these, man.
Yes.
They made too much money.
Unauthorized sequels. Not unauthorized, but like Curry Baker won't be making a sequel.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, he already said he was not going to do that.
Money talks.
That's true. So
money talks. Well, I'm sure, like he didn't get the majority of that money. The studio did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder how much they did make. That would be.
Yeah, I'm sure they smiling. He might be happy, but he ain't smiling like them. You know what I'm saying?
And they're not smiling. They're frowning because it's still not enough of a profit margin. Nothing's enough. You know what I mean? Corporate people are.
I think they're happy for a moment, They're like,
yeah, I love this profit margin.
Exactly. More horror bullshit that don't cost.
Right, more scary things.
Yeah. All right, man. We came to do the damn thing, and if you lasted up with us to the end. Thank you for getting help, sticking through our technical difficulties.
Sorry.
I think I'm gonna try to upload the main role for this because it may get rid of all of that stuff.
Sure,
it might because we'll see. If it don't, and I won't. So anyway, man, thank you for coming aboard with us. Have no clue what we're doing next week, man. There's nothing out in the theaters except for that Ewan McGregor movie with the dinosaurs and stuff like that. So I don't know. We might have to see that, Tim, because there ain't nothing else out to see right now.
Let me know.
Yeah. I'm the host of Fans of the Show. My name is Montego. With me is my wonderful co-host, Miss Tifflebot. Say goodbye to the people, Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, and until next week, man, we'll be
on patrol.